In early 2025, Argentina's president started promoting a crypto token. It was called LIBRA, and people thought it was going to fix the country's inflation problem. Surprise, surprise, it didn't. It pumped, it crashed, and thousands of people lost money. What actually happened here? Was this incompetence, corruption, or just another example of politicians screwing around with things that they don't understand? This is PunkSec. Let's get into it. To understand why LIBRA even got traction, you've got to look at Argentina's economic situation. For years, the country has been getting absolutely crushed by inflation. I'm talking 140% year over year in 2024. The Argentine peso has become basically unusable for long-term savings. People were literally buying iPhones and USDT just to store value. In comes Javier Milei, Argentina's libertarian president, with a platform built around killing the central bank and embracing alternative currencies. He's anti-establishment, pro-dollarization, and he talks like someone who should get Bitcoin. Except, he didn't back Bitcoin. He hyped up a low-cap shitcoin called LIBRA. LIBRA wasn't launched by the government. It was an anonymous token. No white paper, no docs, no open source repo. It wasn't even listed on major exchanges, just regional sites and Telegram groups. But the important part, it was heavily associated with Milei. He never said, "I created this," but he made vague public comments about new financial tools, and LIBRA promoters ran with it. Memes flooded Twitter and TikTok, Milei as a crypto savior, hashtags like Libra, Libre, and the worst part, people believed it. Argentinians thought this was the start of a national crypto movement, a modern workaround to inflation. Does that sound familiar? It's the same narrative every scam coin uses, except this time it looked like the government was behind it. In late January 2025, LIBRA started pumping, big style. It went from less than 10 cents to over 60 cents in the matter of days. Volume skyrocketed on Argentine exchanges. Media outlets began covering it. Influencers started making content about how Argentina was finally decentralizing. And then, right on cue, it crashed. It dropped 80% in a single week. Wallet analysis showed that a handful of large holders, possibly insiders, had sold right at the top. Thousands of small investors got absolutely wrecked. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? To this day, there's no official word on who created LIBRA. No arrests have been made, no refunds, no fixes. And Milei, he just stopped mentioning it. That was that. So the question is, was this an intentional rug pull or just political stupidity? On one hand, Milei's economic advisors claimed that they had nothing to do with the coin. On the other hand, Milei benefited from the hype. His image as a tech-savvy reformer got a short-term boost, right as his approval ratings were dropping. And if you dig into who did launch LIBRA, things get shady. The domain registrar info points to a Belize shell company. The token's contract has sketchy minting privileges, meaning the developers could have printed more tokens at any time. That's not a decentralized currency. That's a digital Ponzi scheme wrapped in a flag. This kind of nonsense is exactly why people don't take crypto seriously. Because every time a politician pumps garbage tokens and it explodes, the media says, "See? Crypto is dangerous." But it's not crypto. It's grifters using crypto language to scam people. Real projects like Bitcoin, Monero, Xano, they don't need presidents. They don't need press conferences. They run on code and community, not vibes and propaganda. When Libra fails, it makes it harder to convince people that there are tools worth using. Privacy coins, self-custody, decentralized networks, all of that takes a hit. And by the way, this isn't a new playbook. We've seen this all before. El Salvador's Bitcoin rollout was top-down and rocky. Venezuela tried their Petro coin. The US is floating a CBDC. Every government wants to control the narrative while they pretend to be innovative. But crypto wasn't made for governments. It was made in spite of them. When politicians start launching or co-opting coins, it's not innovation, it's imperialism in a Web3 form. And people get burned over and over until they stop trusting anyone or anything that uses the word crypto. The Libra scandal won't be the last. It's just one more in a long line of political stunts dressed up like innovation. And people are going to keep getting burned until they learn to ask questions. This is PunkSec.